So, dear audience, welcome to this event that I will not hesitate to call extraordinary for several reasons. Most important reason that we live in dramatic times, extraordinary dramatic times. And our guest of honor tonight is a man that history has given an important role in the drama that we're living in. And the book we are launching is giving his understanding of how we came here, how we ended up in this mess we're living in the West right now, but also how to get out of it. You can see that from the subtitles of the book, Free Speech, Real Democracy, Peaceful Disobedience. Many of us have seen the writing on the wall for years or even decades. We have witnessed a slow decline of the West in many ways. Security-wise, socially, economically, demographically, intellectually, but perhaps above all, spiritually. The evidence is so vast that I could spend the rest of the evening talking about it, but let me just state a few examples. In Germany these days, you cannot have a public Christmas market without heavy security against terrorism. And it's a security so heavy that many local authorities cannot afford it. Several German Christmas markets have been cancelled this year. In Finland, there is a politician who has previously been a minister, who's been under prosecution for 6 years because she quoted the Bible while she was criticizing the church's role in an LGBT pride event. And the Finnish Supreme Court is currently deciding whether she committed a crime or not. So we are waiting for the conclusion. Is it a crime to cite the Bible in Europe today? But perhaps worst of all, in Northern Europe and in Western Europe, the indigenous populations are facing a future where they will no longer be a majority in their own countries, at least in the absence of huge political changes. These shrinking populations are increasingly subject to taxation, to exploitation, and for the benefit of often hostile immigrants, also for the benefit of their own so-called leaders, and for privileged minorities among themselves. Well, nothing of this is new. So what is new? It is the pace of change. The change is going so fast now. For decades, we had a slow decline of our societies. In recent years, it has turned into a fast decline. People who are not brainwashed or distracted are increasingly suspecting that they are about to lose their countries, maybe even their wealth, perhaps even their safety. They feel that this is profoundly unjust, but they also feel powerless. Most of them are afraid to speak out. As a result of this, for many years it has been the unpleasant job of dissidents to raise their voices, to wake people up, to warn their fellow citizens. Their reward has not been so nice. It's been slander, harassment, losing their jobs, criminal investigation, cancelling, exile, prison, even death. The Dutch politician Pim Fortuyn was assassinated as early as 2002. I'm sure most people have forgotten. In Britain, for many years, the most important dissident has been Tommy Robinson. Growing up as a working-class guy in a rough neighborhood of Luton, he witnessed a decline of his own hometown that has since spread to hundreds of towns and cities across Europe. He ran into trouble with Muslim gangs a long time before most of us saw the clash of civilizations that is now all over the place. In 2009, he founded the English Defence League, the EDL, a protest movement that he was forced to abandon in 2013 because it attracted rather unpleasant individuals. However, the EDL's mission statement was not extremist at all. For those of you who read the book, you can read the mission statement.
Which book?
The book we are launching tonight. Manifesto. Perhaps more importantly, in 2010, the British government's own domestic extremism unit concluded that the EDL was not far right. I'm sure most of you have never heard this. The story is no longer on the internet. You have to go to the web archive to dig it up. You will find it as a footnote in the book. Tommy himself is also on record many places, on the BBC, on the Telegraph, distancing himself from right-wing extremism. Nevertheless, in all the years since 2013, he has been branded far-right, right-wing extremists, or a right-wing radical, which is the preferred label by the Norwegian press these days, in the days before Tommy's arrival. But much worse than being branded by the media is this constant level of harassment from the police, the judiciary, and the prison authorities. Now, some of the critics of the fact that this event is even taking place have suggested that the police should block Tommy Robinson from entering the country. Why? Well, because he has convictions. Now, this is a complex story because you have some old convictions regarding circumstances that Tommy himself regrets, and you have the more recent convictions which are politically motivated. So how is it possible then that in Europe we have dissidents who are harassed by their own authorities? Aren't we democracies with free speech? Perhaps we aren't. Our democracies are not only authoritarian, they are also destroying our countries and treating their peoples like farmed animals. And with the complicit mass media, the NGOs, and their own foot soldiers, they make life a living hell for anyone who raises the voice to say so. The book we are launching tonight is painting a rather disturbing picture of a power class that you, Tommy, and your co-author Peter McLaughlin call the oligarchy. We were used to think about oligarchs as Russians, right? But we have our own oligarchs. The oligarchy also goes under the name of the deep state, which is the preferred expression of Donald Trump or of Liz Truss. They run a corporatist system, unifying political power, administrative power, judiciary power, media power, academic power, all of them deeply corrupted. You can vote, but the vote doesn't change the oligarchy. And the oligarchy is not very fond of the people. They fear the people. Such a system would be called fascist. And in the book, Tommy, you say so. You also make a historical analysis in which you show that the British socialism even inspired the Italian fascism. And socialism in Britain has continued ever since, making a more perfect corporatist system than Mussolini ever managed to do. And the only exception from the socialist power in Britain, according to the authors, is the period of Margaret Thatcher from 1979 to 1990. Tommy and Peter consider the conservatives in Britain as, and they have coined this beautiful word, consocialists. You have the socialists and the consocialists. And I think this applies to Norway too, where the so-called conservative party, Høyre, has long ago abandoned every conservative idea. So these are dark times, but something is happening. As far as Tommy regards, it probably started with Elon Musk buying Twitter and transforming it into X, restoring freedom of speech and social media. But the biggest change since you came to see us last year, Tommy, is that the president in the White House is now Donald Trump. And some days ago, sensationally, his administration presented a new national security strategy warning Europe of civilizational collapse. I think the importance of that cannot be overstated. The dissidents in Europe now have the backing of the American president. It reminds me of the Cold War, the end of the Cold War. The opposition to the communist regime in Poland was led by a movement called Solidarity. It's had the backing of President Reagan. The Trump administration now encourages individuals who suffer as a consequence of their opposition to mass migration to seek political asylum in the United States. The young conservative German influencer Naomi Seipt has already filed her application. The Trump administration now hails the new patriotic parties in Europe that people like Naomi Seipt votes for. I'm not sure if you were aware, Tommy, but in 2019, when you had been convicted for having filmed outside the Old Bailey in Leeds, where there were court proceedings, a former Norwegian Minister of Justice, Mr. Per-Willy Amundsen of the Progress Party, suggested that Norway give you political asylum. You can imagine what happened to his political career. He remained a member of parliament, but he was gagged. He was left out in the cold for years. He has only recently regained respectability, but he never says anything naughty anymore. You could probably get an asylum in the US now, But why escape now that things are starting to go your way? Your following has been growing steadily in the last years with your work as a journalist, as a filmmaker, and as a social media communicator. And above all, on the 13th of September in London, you organized and led a patriotic event that was attended by record numbers of people, in the order of magnitude of 1 million. You now give a voice to millions of people who have never been heard. Even Liz Truss is starting to sound like yourself. So who are the real extremists? We have been living through extremist decades in which a political elite has been destroying Europe with suicidal immigration policies, suicidal energy and climate politics, demoralizing attacks on our religious heritage, our history, our identity. What we are seeing now is the beginning of a counter-revolution. And I am sure Tommy Robinson will remain a protagonist of that counter-revolution, which is not extreme. It is the restoration of common sense and normality. And heritage. In 4 days, you will be arranging an event in London trying to take back Christmas. So things are going your way. I think your acquittal in court from those absurd accusations of terrorism because you refused to give the PIN code of your telephone confirms that. And it's getting obvious for ever more people that you're not extremist at all, partly thanks to people like Jordan Peterson and his wife Tammy, who had a long interview with you. Also Konstantin Kisin and others. So you have become a legitimate voice of the British working class. To those who criticize you, saying that you're not a saint, you have your faults, I will say that this is in deep contradiction to Christian ethics. We are all sinners. But we can improve. The two main apostles of the church, Peter and Paul, they were not angels either. I mean, Peter betrayed Jesus 3 times. St. Paul actually was persecuting Christians before his conversion. So what matters is not your past, but who you can become. So the world has changed, you have changed, we have changed. So we have the obligation to try to take back our countries. So let's seize this moment to see how we have, where we are. Let's seize this moment to see where we are headed, how we got here, and encourage each other to fight back. So, dear audience, please welcome Tommy Robinson.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. Can I just start by thanking Kristen and thanking Document, because I don't know how many people were here. I was here just over a year ago. How many people here were there at that last event? And I know that, as you mentioned with Jordan Peterson, I think Jordan Peterson brought me in from the dark. Elon Musk helped me bring me in from the dark. I better remember to talk slowly because of my accent as well. I remember, okay? They brought me in from the dark through years of censorship. And when I was censored, the media had control, politicians had control, they could lie to the public, they could tell people who I am. But there's been a process that's brought me in from the dark. And I think even last year, when your newspaper made the decision to bring me here, to give me an event like this, in a beautiful venue like this. And I know you faced problems from that. You lost the venue. The venue were put under threat. So it takes a lot of things have happened that have brought me to where I am. But also I think that any public watching this in Norway, when you have, I'm not going to call you alternative because I called you that earlier, when you have a free media, such as Document, one that's not controlled, one that's going against the establishment, they deserve and have earned the people's respect and their support. So I'm very grateful for you inviting me here last year. I'm very grateful for you inviting me again and for taking the risk in publishing our book, Manifesto, because all of these things play their part. So thank you very much. I feel very differently standing in Norway this time than I did last time. Because when I travelled to Norway last time, if I remember rightly, it was in September, I was awaiting my prison sentence. I wasn't sure how long I was facing. I knew I had possibly years coming up of solitary confinement or attempts on my life by Muslim gangs within the prison system. I was worried, I was concerned. But when I came and spoke, I've watched back that speech this week, and I spoke of a vision I had. And that vision was that by imprisoning me for my documentary, they're going to bring the world's eyes on that film. I can stand here now a year later, knowing that 167 million people watched that documentary. It played its part in an awakening my country. I'm here fit and healthy again. So all in all, from where we were 12 months ago, I'd say it's mission accomplished at the minute for playing the documentary. Obviously, it resulted in my imprisonment, and a comment you just made about why not claim asylum, and Donald Trump offering political asylum to people who speak out in their home countries. When I came out of prison, there was a large pull and a call to have me apply for asylum in the United States of America. Now, for me personally, I would like my family to be somewhere safe, but I believe that the fight for each one of us as individuals is in our own countries. And if we look at what's happened, I have no doubt now, as I stand here, I will end up back in prison. I do not doubt that at all. I do not doubt that continuing on the path I am in my home country, of whether it be my journalism, my demonstrations, my celebrations, going against the British establishment and the state, I have no doubt it will lead me back to a prison cell. But I also have no doubt now that the public will see it for the injustice it is. And when they see such injustice, then it will help to awaken them. Unfortunately, many negative things have to happen. For example, we saw people imprisoned. We saw Lucy Connolly in prison for 31 months. I don't know how many of you are aware of her story. She was a British mother who went on Facebook and made some quite outrageous comments, but they were social media comments that she deleted and apologised for. She was given a 31-month sentence in prison. But the public saw this. They see rapists getting off. They see criminals getting off. They saw criminals released from our prison system and British mothers and fathers imprisoned because they were upset with the immigration status and the rapes and the murder that was happening in our country. So many negative things have to happen, but my message to any Europeans who are standing against the establishment is don't run away, don't claim asylum, stand and fight for your country, because right now things have changed. The public are backing us. It was a difficult place. Christian just said that he first became aware of me in 2010 when he's gone back through his messages. Now, I started the English Defence League in 2010. Back then, I'm in quite a good position because I can see the change. So I want to give some optimism to people to say that, and I remember standing here a year ago saying, our country's awakening, something's happening, something's brewing, something's building. And in the build-up to September 13th, in all of my videos beforehand, I said this is going to be the biggest event Britain has ever seen. And I knew that because every road I walked down, everywhere I went, even when I went on holiday, every British person, we're coming we're coming, we're coming. Everywhere. I mean, I pulled up outside. I was in a village with my children at a chip shop, and 3 cars in a row that pulled up outside, all undone their window, said, we'll see you in September 13th, we'll see you in September 13th. So I knew, wow, we have reached the public. We have reached them. And I had a vision, even when I was in prison. So I had a vision when I come here 12 months ago, but when I sat in that cell, I had a vision of fighting back, because I felt like they'd been punching me every day whilst I'm locked on solitary confinement. And all I ever think about, if I'm honest, is how am I going to punch them back? What am I going to do to fight back against what they're doing? And that's why when I walked out of that prison that day, I said September 13th. And if I'm honest, I probably wasn't mentally in the right place to be coming out and throwing myself back into work. But September 13th was a massive success. And some people will say, what does that change? What does coming out on the streets in those numbers? It changes nothing, it changes nothing. You've just said Liz Truss sounds like she's reading my scripts. So does Nigel Farage, so does Robert Jenrick. Politicians will ride the wave. We had a vision with the Unite the Kingdom movement, which was to change the culture, you change the politics. If we attempted, and that's why I'd say to other people, if we attempted to start a political party, you need hundreds of millions of pounds. That's something we didn't have. But we brought together social media commentators who had been silenced, attacked, smeared, lied about. We brought them all together to focus on 5 things. Culture, because we all agree British culture is in danger. Free speech, stand against sexual exploitation of minors, Islamisation of our country, mass immigration. These points we can all agree are a danger. So we brought all of them together. We went from 30,000 people on the 30th of July, on the 30th of June, 27th of July, 100,000 people. October, when I was in prison, 150,000 people. And as you've all seen, on the 13th of September, I'd say well in excess of 1 million people taken to the streets. So I am optimistic, reason being, you're all sat here today because your eyes have been opened. How many of you have tried to close them since opening them? You can't close them, can you? Even if you want to. I've tried. Even I had my family stressing at me in the early years. But I'm just like, once you see the danger, once you look into the future of Norway, of Europe, of Britain, of France, once we know what the future looks like if we don't change it. We know what's coming because our eyes are open to the danger, to the threat, and to the demographical change, to the replacement. Our eyes are all open. You can't close them, yeah? We've now opened millions and millions of British people's eyes. So I'm confident they're not going to close them. And the difference being, do you know, 3 years ago, when the migration trouble started in Ireland, I went to Republic of Ireland, I made a documentary. It's called A Plantation to Rise of the Celts. And I went, probably the same as here, I reckon, at the moment, yeah? And I said, I reckon, if I went out to the street here, where there are migrants, which is what I'd done in the Republic of Ireland, I wore a hidden camera. And I went up to women in Killarney. Killarney's a beautiful city with many hotels. Those hotels are full of Syrians, Afghanis, Somalians, Pakistanis, full of the scum of the Middle East being dumped in their country. And I went up to women in that city and said, how do you feel? They don't know I'm recording them. I said, how do you feel? I'm from England. I've been to Ireland lots of times. This has changed in the last year or 2 years. All the women said, we can't walk the streets. We're scared. We're living in danger. One woman said, I work there. I live there. My husband has to walk down to pick me up, to walk me up that road at night. It's not safe anymore. Other women we met were sexually assaulted. Friends were abused. Friends were raped. They all told the truth when I was on a hidden camera. Then I said to the women, okay, I'm a journalist from England. Cameraman, come here. Let me get the cameraman. All of them, I can't say that on camera. I can't say that on camera. So when it comes to free speech, they don't need laws to take away our free speech when the public self-censor anyway. Why were those women scared to tell the truth? Because they were scared, like all of you probably are, or like all of you have been at some point, of losing your career, losing your job, and being physically in danger, because usually government-sponsored, state-sponsored groups or far-left organisations are putting targets on your back. I know last time I come here, there was a far-left activist who stood with a long-lens camera photographing every single person that come in. in order to put them on a website, to endanger them, in order to prevent every one of you exercising your free speech. But that is exactly what we lived under in the UK. And I can tell you right now, that bubble has burst in Britain. It's gone. The same women that would have been worried about speaking are now standing outside hotels across the country screaming. This isn't a working class issue anymore. Middle England is awake. And it was quite easy when, as you said, I'm not an angel, or I don't claim to be an angel, okay? I've never claimed to be an angel. I'm a lad from Luton Town, okay? But at the same time, we have to understand that it was never going to be female doctors or nurses that stood up against Islam and the Islamization of our country, yeah? So we have to take the good with the bad sometimes. But I think that where we're at in the UK, and I've witnessed something else. Do you know when I led the English Defence League? This is 2011. That was when the attack on Christianity, which is something that's my eyes have really been open to recently. I've been on my own journey and my own path. Probably a path I should have gone on a long time ago. And I'm a sinner. I've sinned a lot, yeah? I'm a sinner. But when I looked at, in 2011, 6 councils changed the name of Christmas. They took the word Christ out of Christmas. They called it Winterland or Winter Festival or any of these things. And at the time, I was leading the English Defence League. And I learned from the Islamic community. What the Islamic community's leaders do is they just threaten a lot. They threaten. They threaten the government. We won't be able to control the youth. So I learned from that, and I wrote 360 letters to councils in the UK as leader of the English Defence League. And I explained to them, as Christian just explained, due to policing costs in Germany now and in France, Christmas markets can't go ahead because of the costs to police them, because of the dangers. Well, when I led the English Defence League, I sent 360 letters out. If you Google this, you'll read the stories in the paper. They're still there. Because they say that I blackmailed councils. But what I told the council is I made them aware that this year, if you take the word Christ out of Christmas, we're coming to your city. When the English Defence League comes to your city, it's at a cost of £500,000 to £1 million out of your budget to police it. Every time we come to a city, at that time, you have to board up the shops, you shut down the city centre, and you are going to have to let the public know, as the council, the reason for this is because you decided to take the word Christ out of Christmas. From out of 360 councils, that Christmas, not one changed the name or took the word Christ out of Christmas. Now that... Now, I actually find that sad, that they described it as blackmail. I don't describe it as blackmail, but it's a sad state of affairs that you can realise that a threat of a demonstration, it's not even a demonstration, it's the threat of money, is the reason why they decided not to erode our cultural, our days or our heritage. There was then a shopping centre that put, you know, Saudi Arabia toilets, a hole in the floor. In the shopping centre, they put the toilets that were a hole in the floor. I rang the shopping centre and said 7 days to put normal toilets back in. Okay, or we're coming to your city. They changed the toilets. Okay? And I began to realise very quickly, this is the power the Islamic community have. This is what they do. Luton, my hometown, they are opening a mosque in the shopping centre. I went into the shopping centre. There's a bakery called Robbie's Bakery. 40 years that family bakery has been there. 40 years. I went into the bakery because the mosque was opening next door. Said to the bakery, have you had any consultation about the mosque? They said, no. Do you want the mosque there? No. I went into the Turkish Muslim-owned restaurant next door to that. What do you think, lads? They said, we don't need a mosque in the shopping centre. What? We've got 45 mosques in Luton. Why do we need one in the shopping centre? So I went around all the shops, and then I went to the leader of the shopping centre. I said, I'm letting you know we're going to shut your shopping centre down. That's what we're going to do. Every Saturday, we're going to shut this shopping centre down if you go against the wishes of the majority of the shops in this centre. It's not my wishes. I've spoke to all the businesses in this shopping centre. Again, they pulled the plug. They had it literally ready to open. They didn't open a mosque in the shopping centre. Now, these sorts of things are things that I've learned from them. We're about to have an event this Saturday called Putting Christ Back into Christmas. I've gone through my journey. Do you know, and I'll just be totally honest, I despised the church. I got into a position, I started my activism in 2009. I went to my mum's church and I spoke to the priest, Deacon Jerry his name was. And I asked Deacon Jerry, I'm struggling with what's happening in this town. I'm struggling the more I've looked into Islam, the teachings of Islam, the more I've seen what's happening to Christians across the Middle East, the more I've seen the attacks, the jihad. And his advice to me was the Lord's Prayer. And he homed in on forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And I said, that's it. That's your answer. Your answer to everything that's happening is to forgive those people. And I see that as weak, and I saw it as weak. And the more that I looked at the Christian church, as we led the English Defence League into towns and cities, and look, the English Defence League was lively, it was boisterous, but at that moment in time, in my country, it was needed. I decided to leave in 2013 because I constantly found myself battling rogue elements that were attaching themselves to our organisation, who stood for something very different. But if there wasn't the loud noise of the English Defence League, none of you would have ever heard of it. And the issues that had been hidden for so long, which was the rape of a generation of our daughters, would probably still be hidden now. So whilst the behaviour, do you know, I just spoke to a lady here, a lady here who was at Pegida's 4th anniversary in Dresden, in Germany. I'd left the English Defence League, I'd gone to jail, I came out of jail, and I went to a Pegida event. And I'd say the Germans, the East Germans were, I think you're very orderly as well, compared to British, okay? We're quite loud, lively, and noisy. But I went to their demonstration, and 30,000 people walked in, and 30,000 people walked out. There was no drunks, there was no chaos, and there was no litter. And I felt embarrassed. I stood there and felt embarrassed about how we'd behaved as an organisation. We were young men. We were young, angry men at the same time. And we had good reason to be angry. All of us have good reason to be angry. I've just picked up my phone this morning and found 3 cases from yesterday of rapes against British women by Afghans and migrants that have been welcomed into the country. When you've grown up in towns experiencing this and seeing your loved ones and people you love fall prey to these gangs, it's a good and justified reason to be angry. But I felt embarrassed about how we'd behaved. I think you can all see now by our demonstrations of how we celebrate our identity and culture. I've learned a lot. I feel like I've done my apprenticeship as such in how to behave, to organise, and how to keep out rogue elements, including infiltration from police and security services, because I also witnessed a lot of that in our organisation and in our movements. But every single time we had an English Defence League demonstration, where if we look at it from a Christian sense, we were the lost sheep. That's who we are. And we were on the streets as a cry for help in every town and city. And what did the Christian leadership do? Every single demonstration, they stood with the Muslims. Every demonstration. They came out every single demonstration and they condemned us. They condemned us without even knowing us. They condemned us without even speaking to us. But they went on to condemn us. And all the points we raised have all now been proven. The reason why I think I now get, whether it be a level of respect or people actually listen, is because they realise I was right. I was telling the truth. I wasn't making it up. And I was talking about these issues when it was difficult to talk about them. Now you see so many talking about them, so many screaming and shouting about them, so many political commentators or newsreaders. Now it's fashionable to speak up for the grooming victims. But when it was difficult to speak up for them, they were silent. In fact, they weren't just silent, they were condemning us. But the church were always on the other side. And then I watched as the church fly rainbow flags. And I've watched as and asked the question many times with the church, whether they actually believe in Christianity sometimes. I think you're using the Church of England, to push political agendas each time. And then I ask, when I see Christians being massacred, you know, our first ever English Defence League event, our banners read, "Christians in Nigeria, we stand with you." Because as I started going down the rabbit hole, I started reading about what was happening to Christians everywhere. And I couldn't believe that 5 churches could be blown up on Christmas Day in Nigeria. And it doesn't even make the BBC news. But if someone spray painted the mosque, it's world news. So I just couldn't believe what I was witnessing. But I'm talking about this just to my own Christian thing. So I believe the church have absolutely and wholeheartedly betrayed us. I believe the Pope currently is betraying his people as well with his recent comments. But as I then went to, as we were holding our first Unite the Kingdom event, you had the Paris Olympics the day before. Who saw the opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics? It was the biggest mockage of Christianity. It was a total, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And from seeing that, I thought, we need a priest to talk at our event. And then as I stood at that event, I saw something happening where someone had a sign. They was just standing on a wall this big, and it said, "Christ is King." And the crowds went wild. And it was something was shifting, and I was witnessing it thinking, what is happening here? So then we let a priest talk, and then we had our next event on the 27th of July, where 100,000 people were screaming, "Christ is King," in Trafalgar Square. And again, something was happening, and I was trying to understand what was happening. But I think as you lose your culture, which many of us have lost, or we see we're losing, as you lose your identity, you start looking for where that culture come from. You start looking for what built your country. I saw an interview with the Queen.
How about Oslo?
Yeah, I saw an interview with the Queen of Britain, and when they asked her what built Britain, she said the Bible. Now, an embarrassing thing for me is I know the Quran inside out. I don't know the Bible, and I didn't know the Bible, and I hadn't gone through the Bible. And when I landed in prison this most recent time, I asked my pastor. So there was a church in London where a pastor called Colin Dye. And I sat down with him years ago at the start of the English Defence League. And he had a book called Unmasking Satan. And he said that book is me talking about Islam. So he's talking about Islam. And he explained that he explained what they were doing within their church to highlight their congregations about the dangers of Islam. And I said, I thought all churches were asleep. He said, no, we fight it with a pen, you're on the streets fighting it with a sword, Tommy. But we are fighting it. When we talk, I kept going on about Christianity seeming weak. And he said, when Jesus said turn the other cheek, he meant hit me like a man. That was how he took it. I said, see, now I can listen to that, yeah? Because what I've seen is such a sign of weakness coming out of Christianity. Christianity wouldn't be here still now if it was weak. It wouldn't have gone through everything it's gone through and fought every battle it's fought throughout history and won those battles if it was weak like the Church of England are today. And then I started seeing new characters forming online who were preaching a masculine form of Christianity. And I think that in the UK, there's a void been filled. As faith has lost, culture's lost, Christianity's gone. That void has been filled by LGBTQ+, by other ideologies, but by Islam. Young men who should be attending church and finding their faith and identity and everything that built this country are converting to Islam in their thousands and thousands. But what we've seen now, and priests are contacting me in their dozens, asking to speak at our event. These would be the same priests that were speaking against us. So there's been a massive shift. And as you're right, this Saturday we're having put Christ back into Christmas. We shouldn't have to do this. The whole of Trafalgar Square should be filled with 50,000 or 100,000 people singing Christmas carols as a celebration of Christmas every year. That should be supported, funded and put on by our government with a better Christmas tree each year from you guys as well. But yeah, there's something huge happening. So I'm more optimistic. So I usually come with a negative message because things are bad. And I usually, for years, I've stood and ranted about how bad they are and how drastic we are, how we're losing our country, we're losing our culture. But I'd actually say that there is a fight back that is happening. It's a spiritual one as well. And I think we need to understand that. But I think that when we look at the United States of America, 2 weeks before I was released from prison this time, my YouTube was turned back on. I was deleted, I was gone. So Elon Musk gave me back my channel. But YouTube had made a conscious decision to turn my channel back on. That has to be to do with the United States election. Now, our biggest problem has always been reaching the public and letting them hear our voice and not the voice of the media. I don't know how many mainstream media there are in here tonight, if there are any. My message to everyone, which I keep saying, is they are totally irrelevant now. Yeah? They do not hold the weight they held. It's not... They can do a BBC hit piece on me, and I can make a 5-minute video on this phone, and it will reach far more people than theirs does. So the fight back is on. I'm excited about what next year holds. I wasn't excited last time I come here. I'm excited. This week we're about to announce, well, in a week we're about to announce our next event. We'd like as many of you to travel as possible. I think London has been chosen as the battleground on the street for a cultural revolution. I can only say again that something huge is happening in Great Britain. I hope it spreads. I hope that... Well, I said when I went to Ireland, I was inspired by Ireland's mothers. I was feeling low. I was isolated. I was deplatformed. I was doing the most important journalism I've ever done. No one was seeing it. I had no outlet. And then I saw Ireland's mums on the streets protesting. And it was something different. It wasn't young men. It was mothers with buggies. My mum's Irish. That's when I flew to Ireland and made my documentary. But I was inspired by Ireland's mothers. But then I said, I don't want to be inspired by other countries. I want Britain to inspire other nations. I want Britain, and I think the British public have showed in the last 3 or 4 events that they are now getting organised. The next event will, I guarantee you, be bigger than our last event, because everyone that goes to one of these, do you know what we've missed? I don't know if you have it here. Yeah, I went to Poland 2015 for their Independence Day, and I stood at the front as hundreds of thousands of families, children, mothers, they all come as families, as they all come in such celebration of their culture and their identity. And I stood there and I said, I feel power. I felt something coming in. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And I went away from that event feeling jealous, because I felt that Poland had something we don't have. They had something that brought them together. They understood who they are. They understand their history. We've been so demoralised in the UK. The family's been attacked. Communities have been attacked. There's been a total breakdown that we didn't have that thing that brought us together. And then I remember standing on the 27th of July with 100,000 people in front of us, feeling that same feeling. So something that I didn't think was there. And it's accelerated so quick, so fast. So even if you're in Norway or you're in other European countries and you feel deflated at what's it going to take to wake people up, I can tell you the last 24 months has gone so fast. Remember, I've been banging my head against a wall for over a decade. I've been asking that same question that many of you are probably asking. When will normal people wake up? When will they see what we see? When are they going to realise that you can't ignore this problem? You can't hide from it. You can't run away from it, or you're going to lose your nation. When are they going to wake up? I've been banging my head against a wall, asking that question for well over a decade. I now stand here confidently that Britain's awake. That I don't know where that leads. I've never said I'm going to be the person that brings the change. I hope I inspire someone to bring change. I hope I wake up that next gentleman or the next future leader of our country that brings that change. But things are happening in Britain. The public are awake. And I believe that swing from left to right, I remember saying it at English Defence League demonstrations. Did we come to Norway? Where did we go? I remember going into Europe and saying, when that swing comes from left to right, you know everyone who's been silenced and everyone's whispering about these issues. Well, when we win, or when it swings so quick, so fast, those people who have been whispering, they're going to be screaming. Because the people who have been silenced, which so many people feel silenced, when that's lifted, and I think Donald Trump and the American establishment, the weight that carries of what the establishment are now telling our politicians, listening to J.D. Vance lecture the European Union in Munich about our free speech, about our rights, and knowing that we have enemies in our own governments, but we have friends in the most powerful places in the world now, is certainly a lift of morale for all of us. But I'm very grateful for you welcoming me here. I'd love to invite you all to our next Unite the Kingdom event. I'm very grateful that you've published my book. It's my 4th book. And even on that, even on the book front, you know, when I wrote my first book called Enemy of the State, and I sat down with publishers, I think it was Penguin, one of the biggest publishers in the UK. I'd just left the English Defence League at the time. And they sat down, and I had my story told, and they said, right, and now we're going to put this ending. And they wanted to write their own ending. And their own ending was about how we all come together, Muslims and Christians, and we all work together. And we all work together. I said, it doesn't end like that. Like, it really, I wish it did end like that. I really do. Because it would make all of our lives a whole lot easier. We can get back to just normal family life. We wouldn't have to be traveling around. None of us, you wouldn't all have to travel here. Your families, you wouldn't be arguing with. I bet many of you had disagreements with your families about your politics because they're still asleep. But I wish that was the ending. And they refused my book launch. They refused giving me a publishing deal. I couldn't get anyone to publish it. So I published it on Amazon. Yeah? That book has gone to #1 bestseller 4 times, yeah, without their help. My next book was cancelled from it. Next 2, I put them on Amazon, and Amazon deleted them. You can buy Hitler's book in 14 different languages on Amazon. You can't buy Tommy Robinson's book. It's insane. This is the insanity, but I do believe this insanity is changing. I do believe cancel culture is changing. It's certainly changing for me. I've got a voice again. Do you know, you just mentioned Constantine. Constantine's a mainstream presenter, podcaster in the UK. They contacted me 3 weeks ago. It was when I was in Israel. They contacted me, invited me to their Christmas party. I don't get invited to Christmas parties. I said I've been invited to a country and a Christmas party because I was invited by the Israeli government. So I've been invited to a country and a party in the last week. I'm used to getting kicked out of countries and parties. So things have definitely shifted for me. But my words of optimism are just that we're on the winning side, and I truthfully believe that change is coming. They can't prevent the change. I don't doubt there's going to be a lot of chaos. I don't doubt a lot of people are unfortunately going to get hurt, probably imprisoned. There's going to be a lot of trouble ahead. But the public are with us. Certainly in Britain, the public are with us. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for your invite, and I thank you for your hospitality. What do you do now? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.